Alright, week 12, fantasy football. This is E-Man, I'm Scott. You can find us on Twitter, Scott Michaels at Fan Frenzy. I would say go to our Facebook page, but it's lacking a little bit since I got a 2-month-old at home. Anyway, so we're going to start with our week 11 recap.
Yes.
Tell me what you got.
Okay, so last week I had as a bust, I had listed Trent Richardson. I talked to some extent about not benching him, remembering that it is a bust, not a bench, and that he would just give you less than what we've been made accustomed to over Trent's short season. And actually, he ended up with 13. He was not a badass. For Richardson, you know, anything that close to a single digit might in fact be considered a bust. Because I usually expect about 17, 18 points from him.
Huh.
Yeah. So, take a look at that.
Has he had 17 or 18 points before?
Oh, absolutely.
Really?
Yeah. So, check that out.
Look at this guy.
And
you keep talking.
That's who I say my bust was last week. And I think it's kind of legit. Let's see here. Bench was Ryan Matthews.
That's a good call.
I said bench Ryan Matthews. He ended up with like 6 total fantasy points.
Nice.
You know, I'm not surprised, but he had that neck injury going into Mile High, and there you have it. So, badass was Pouty Panthers QB Cam Newton. Not much of a badass.
No.
He did end up with 18 fantasy points. It was top 10, but not a badass. So, also buried diamond was Dwayne Allen. He ended up with 6 points. Serviceable, you know, for a tight end. Anywhere from 6 to 10 is serviceable for your tight end. Anywhere 10 and above is kind of nice.
It was not enough for me. I needed 56 from him last week.
Ooh, that didn't happen, did it?
I got crushed by like 50 points last week.
Yikes.
I may get crushed again this week because I'm playing this guy, who I've beat 3 out of 3 times in the last 2 years.
Yes.
But I need to beat him this week in order to make it the playoffs.
Right.
It does not look good.
More immediate.
It does not look good.
All
right, for me last week. First of all, Trent Richardson.
What's his average?
I don't know. I'm not that good at math.
I am.
25, 10, 15, 18, 4, 1, 19, 13, 13.
Yeah.
I think it's a little below average, probably.
Yeah.
Something like that.
A little below his average.
All right, so last week for me, it was up and down for me. And if you remember last week, you'll know what I'm talking about. Great call for me, Forte. I said he was bench of the week. He has 6 points. He finished outside the top 20. So great call there. Bad call, Steve Smith. Same with you. He was my badass, and you had
6
points.
As a badass.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah.
I did say the Bengals would finish inside the top 10. They'd be I said they'd be a badass, which for a defense they'd be top 6. They finished 10th with like 12 points. We're not badass, but solid start.
Definitely.
I said Gronkowski was going to be my bust last week.
Yeah,
that was just a stupid call. Just a stupid call. You know, if he'd gotten injured in the first half, maybe.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe the highest output of the year.
I did say Marshall would be a bust last week, Brandon Marshall, and that was a good call. He finished with 8 points, tied for 23rd. So
nice.
I redeemed myself a little bit, but
a little bit.
I did not say bench Gronk. I just said temporary expectations. He'd only get 23. And then I had Nick Foles as my buried diamond, and I started him.
Wow.
6
feet under.
Yeah, that was like 4 points or something like that.
Yikes.
That was not good.
No.
All right, so we're off to week 12. Maybe I'll do a little better this week.
I'm sure he will.
Peace.